Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club. We're going to take up the FMS 1300mm PA18 Super Cub. Now, features of this Cub, of course, are the typical flaps, 4-channel control, it's got lights, brakes on, and then it's got this. Got reverse. It's also got squishy pneumatic tires that you have to have air to keep them filled up. I just filled mine back up, and just get you a little bitty little bike pump that you hold in your hand. That's all you need. All right, right, left, ailerons, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder. Flying in the, also has the reflex, and you have all 3 levels, which is their stability mode, which is the same as AS3X. They have, I'm sorry, that's probably that stability mode is their safe mode. Optimized is their AS3X or wind mitigation, and then of course they have no gyro with nothing on it. I've got the AS3X gone, or their optimized mode, and the wind is 15 to 20 mile an hour, and I don't care. She just wants to fly. And if you're having a hard time hearing me, I am sorry. The GoPro has a wonderful wind filter, but it's having to work extra hard just to keep me where you can hear me. The wind keeps gusting. It'll go down to 5, then goes up to 15 or 20, and then back down to 5. But luckily for me, what I'm used to is across the runway, so can't get that kind of landing that I want. But that's okay. No, I know, I'm being sarcastic. I shouldn't complain. But the wind is strong enough where I can just about drop them flaps, and I can just about go backwards here. Put the flaps back up. I definitely can fly stationary. You think, well, wait, how are you flying stationary? Well, look right there. The plane is barely moving. It's holding still. And all I'm doing, I call that windsurfing with the plane. And basically all I'm doing is just putting the plane forward into the wind, straight into the wind, and then I'm just enough throttle versus resistance of the wind to hold her still. Keep them, I mean, my fingers and everything right on them controls, keeping that wing level, keeping the nose up, and just riding that wind. It can be fun. It really can be. It helps if your wind is out of the same direction, and that makes a big difference. See if we can actually land. I just refilled the tires, so they're kind of tighter. Got more bounce to them. Hopefully I won't have too much of a bounce here. Not bad, not bad. All right, that's where the wind's coming from, straight from that direction there. So let's, she hit a little ramp there, and I'm running the 3600 Chronix battery. You think a 3600, that little bitty plane? It's a little square brick battery that just takes up every ounce of space in the battery bay of this plane, but it almost fits perfectly. And anytime you're going to be flying into the wind, you're going to be flying a heavy wind, you want to go as heavy a battery as the plane can handle. And that'll get, because what that does, that gives you better wind penetration. Now you just have to keep in mind with your CG, you may have to move the battery back a bit than what you're used to flying with. Just make sure you check your CG. But yeah, the heavier the battery, the better wind penetration you have, and therefore better control. But the Chronix battery in this thing, it only has one place it can go, and it just fits perfectly. And she seems to CG just perfect with it. But all right, let's the point of flying today in this crazy wind is just to show you that even when it's windy and you think, man, I don't want to go out flying that wind. No, take a plane. Don't cheat yourself out of a flying day just because of heavy wind. Take a plane that you're super comfortable with. Yeah, and don't be, don't be beating yourself up because you don't feel comfortable landing straight on the runway. If you're going to land across the runway like I'm doing, hey, then do it. Okay? Now, if your club members want to give you a hassle about you're not landing with the runway, you can tell them, well, I guess you can buy my plane. You can pay for my plane then. So, and there, I landed on the runway. But yeah, the wind is just, and you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy flying in the wind, obviously don't do it. A little bit of a knife edge here. But this is these little light foamies are very susceptible to wind. Now you big balsa guys, your big old heavy wood planes, you're like 15-mile-an-hour wind, what's the problem? Yeah, well, your plane weighs, 35 pounds. With a great big engine and the fuel and everything. So you're going right through the wind, don't really bother you that much. But our little foam planes, they only weigh a couple pounds. And they're basically flying a motorized kite. Whoa! But see, I didn't land right, and the wind got up underneath that wing and almost flipped her over. But that's okay. The advantage of these nice little light planes is they don't take as much damage. Had that been a big old gasser that did that, might have cracked your wing or broke something. So, all right. Well, anyways, that's just my point of flying today. I'm just trying to show that you can bring different planes out, and planes that you're confident with, and you can enjoy the wind. You can even do a touch and go. Take it up and have a little bit of fun with it. All right. Let's get her turned around here. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. That is the FMS PA 18 1300 millimeter Super Cub. Time's expired now. All right, well, look at that. She keeps on rolling away. Let's go ahead. Timer's out. Motor's off. Here, listen. Motor on. Motor off. And see, she's not moving. No throttle. I'm going to set the radio down. I want you to look at how good looking this little plane is. Just a good looking plane. Really good looking plane. But let's take a look at this battery. I want to show you where this Chronix battery sits. As you can see, it's all the way against the firewall. It pretty much takes up all the space, and that's just amazing. That's a 3600 50C 3S. Let's take her out. Oh, my battery hatch just blew away, and see how much kind of life, kind of juice I got left in the battery. If I can get it out. All right, where'd my battery hatch go? Well, she flew over to here. Oh, and that's the other mod I've done. You see this little antenna? That doesn't come stock. That's just the end of a zip tie. And what I did was I cut a hole there and came out there, ran the end of the zip tie through this. She's taped and glued in there. And this just gives me something to grab a hold of when I pull the battery hatch off, because this battery hatch fits so tight. Then you don't want to just keep taking your nails to pick it up, because then you just eat up the paint. That just gives me something to grab a hold of. Because look closely. at that battery hatch. I mean, it's really hard to see the seam, and like I say, right there's a seam. You don't want to keep digging that with your fingernails, trying to get that, because that just tears your paint up. So let's take a look, and that's why I did that little mod, that little antenna on there. It looks like an antenna, so hey, it's all good, right? All right, now the glare from the sun. Oh, I still got 67%. I could have flown for 3 or 4 more minutes. But you get a 2700 or a 3600. You get this Chronix battery. Now I haven't been, this is a China Hobby, I have not been able to find this on the China Hobby website. It may be a seasonal battery or something, but so I'm not going to put a link up because I can't find it. But if you happen to check their site and this pops up and you got this plane, get a couple of these. It's just the perfect battery for this plane. It fits in there just right, and it's a 3600 3S. So folks, there you go. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And folks, don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then planes. Bye-bye.